All right, let's lawyer up, shall we? Love this feature. You know, wedding season is upon us, and with Valentine's Day being such a big day to get engaged, we thought it very fitting if our lawyer up segment this month was about prenups. So we have Deborah and Tom Treese of Treese & Treese Law Firm with us right now to talk about that. Two questions starting off with you, Tom. What is a prenup, and is this just a big-time celebrity thing, or is this for everybody?
Well, a prenup is an actual written contract between two people who are going to get married or plan to get married, and the purpose of the contract is to control or change the normal rights that would kick in basically when they get married. You know, rights that relate to assets, rights that relate to the disposition of those assets if they were to get divorced or if one of them would die. They may want to change what the law would normally do with that. As far as who should get one, you know, if it's a young couple that really doesn't have anything that they need to protect, they're not coming into the marriage with a business, a pre-existing business or substantial assets, quite often they don't really need one. But if it's somebody that they don't even have to be wealthy by any means, but they may have some business or some retirement account or different investment accounts, things of that nature that they want to preserve. And in case they get divorced, then they might want a prenuptial agreement. Or if one of them dies, they may want to protect that.
And Deborah, I think when Tom mentioned single folks, that you get this picture of these celebrities in your mind, but what about like somebody who's been previously married and they have kids? Is it very important in that scenario?
Oh, absolutely, and the prenup is a wonderful way, a wonderful tool that this person who is interested in protecting their children can actually predetermine and protect those assets for that child. It's a nice time where the emotions are cool and calm and the couple can discuss these issues, and it protects these assets. For example, perhaps it might be the marital home, it could be investment accounts, as Tom was just talking about, it can be various real property, it can be intangible or tangible properties where it relates to stock, bonds, retirement accounts, 401k accounts. These are things that are important that can be predetermined for the safety and interest of that child. Another example might be if you're or a person is growing a business, they're developing a business that they've had now for 15, 20 years, and they have particular interest in having their children by that previous marriage participate in that business, have an ownership right in that business, and that asset is in no way diluted by the claim of the marriage.
Which normally would happen just by nature of it was...
Absolutely.
So then what would be the accurate time then, Tom, to bring this up and to actually take care of this?
Well, the basic rule of thumb is the earlier the better.
Okay.
If you want it to be valid, if you want it to be acceptable to both people, sometimes somebody will say, wait a minute, what are you talking about? We're getting married, this is love, love conquers all, and you're talking business.
Right.
And sometimes it takes a little while to get through those things and say, well, it is part business because statistically, about unfortunately, about 50% marriages don't make it. So.
And also, very sadly, as Deborah brought up, sometimes it's about a death and one of the two passes away. So that's all of this is kind of overwhelming, and you may very well have questions about that. And Tom and Deborah are going to be helping us lawyer up on a regular basis. So we'll be able to answer lots of questions. But if you do have a legal question, divorceattorneyjax.com, and we've got the number on the screen too, 737, and that's 1771. I need my readers to see that. All right, thank you both so much. I'm sure that you make it a very nice experience for anybody who would be wanting to talk about that. So stick around, we've got more to come on River City Live.